going on with y'all? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. You can hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Now, this is major news coming out of the NBA. As the NBA, defending NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors are considering boycotting their Game 1 against the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs after the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, this is major because I can't think of a time in modern NBA or modern sports where a team has decided to boycott a game, not just a game, a playoff game, to stand up for social justice for black people. I've never seen it. I've never heard of anything like this. I've never even heard of a team consider something like this. Now, as I said, it's just a consideration. They're considering boycotting, but the fact that this is like major news reported by ESPN, it's just crazy. Now, this comes from the Raptors guard Fred VanVleet. He said today, which is Tuesday, he said, so for example, what happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, if I'm correct, would it be nice if in a perfect world we all say we're not playing, and the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, that's going to trickle down. If he steps up to the plate and puts pressure on the district attorney's office, the state attorney's office, governors, politicians, there to make a real change and get some justice. Because as of right now, this is still early. There's been no charges filed after Jacob Blake was shot in Kenosha, Wisconsin, 7 times in the back, an unarmed black man. We've seen this story before. Thank God he did not perish. But his father has confirmed that he is paralyzed from the waist down. Apparently, if you don't know the backstory about Jacob Blake, he was breaking up a fight. If I'm not mistaken, he was breaking up a fight, and the police arrived. And whatever, they were trying to talk to him or whatever, and he walked away, and they try to stop him. He opens his car door, and they shoot him 7 times in the back. He was unarmed. His children were in his back seat, and they shot him 7 times. Now, luckily, he did not die, but he is paralyzed from the waist down. And now Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors, the reigning NBA champion Toronto Raptors, let's not get that twisted. This team won the championship last year, is saying that they're contemplating boycotting a playoff game. I mean, this is crazy. Now, for me, I don't know if they're going to do that. That is a lot. That's steep. But that would be a crazy sign if the Raptors and the Celtics came together, because they would have to do it in conjunction with each other. It couldn't just be the Raptors are boycotting and the Celtics are still wanting to play. You have to get 2 teams to decide this. And that's why I don't think it'll happen. I don't think they'll boycott the game. But in a perfect world, I can see what he's saying, because NBA owners are billionaires. And I'm sure, I don't know who the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks is, but I'm sure he has a lot of pull in the state of Wisconsin. He's a billionaire that owns an NBA team in the state of Wisconsin, where an unarmed black man was shot in the back 7 times. Execution style, tried to kill this man. You don't shoot 7 times to hurt somebody. You're shooting 7 times to kill this man. And I believe he does have he would have a large presence and a voice that would be heard by the governors, by the district attorneys in the state of Wisconsin. So I get what Fred VanVleet is saying. I just don't know if the Toronto Raptors is the team to try to push that over the edge. Now, if the Milwaukee Bucks came out and said, hey, we're not going to play until there's justice for Jacob Blake, then I think you have some people in Wisconsin's ear, right? If the Milwaukee Bucks came out and said, we're not going to play Orlando tonight or tomorrow, whenever they play, because Jacob Blake was killed on camera. He wasn't killed, rather. He was shot on camera. They tried to kill him. They tried to kill Jacob Blake on camera. Shot in the back 7 times. In the back 7 times after just opening the car door. That would send shockwaves throughout the state of Wisconsin, throughout the NBA, throughout the entire country. And the fact that Fred VanVleet and his guys with the Toronto Raptors are considering this is amazing. I mean, I applaud Fred. I don't think they're going to do it, but I applaud the fact that they're even contemplating it. It's something because the reason why I don't think they'll do it is because they have to work in conjunction with the Boston Celtics, and it doesn't sound like anybody, at least as of right now, anybody from the Celtics is willing to, forfeit a playoff game or boycott or whatever. But I applaud Fred. I applaud the Toronto Raptors, whose general manager is Masai Ujiri, who encountered his own form of, it wasn't necessarily police brutality, especially not to this magnitude, but a form of racism when he was came into encounter after his team just won the championship and a police officer, shoved him twice just on some jerk stuff, just basically on some racist stuff, man, some white supremacy stuff. And that's why I feel like the Raptors feel so strongly about these kind of things, because they watched it firsthand. Not once again, not to this magnitude. Nobody was shot. Nobody, an attempt on someone's life wasn't made like it was in Jacob Blake's case. But they saw just a very small glimpse of it happen in their own organization after they won the NBA Finals, the World Championship. I applaud Fred. I applaud the Toronto Raptors because they've been a first-class organization when it comes to things like this. The Milwaukee Bucks did release a statement condemning the police force in Kenosha, Wisconsin, but that's not enough. You make real change when you do things like this. Fred VanVleet brought up a good point. We have to do more than just talk. There has to be some sort of action. Besides just voting, you have to be willing to sacrifice something. And it looks like the Raptors are willing to sacrifice a playoff game. And I applaud them for that. I wonder if Milwaukee is willing to do the same. Because that would be huge if the Milwaukee Bucks from the state of Wisconsin were in Kenosha, Wisconsin, is where Jacob Blake was shot. If they're willing to make that same sacrifice that the Toronto Raptors are at least considering. It's just a crazy thing to even talk about. But prayers go out to Jacob Blake and his family. I'm glad that he was able to pull through. He still has a long road ahead of him. He still has a fight on his hands, but prayers to him, his children, his family, because it's just disgusting to see that another unarmed black man was shot by the police. This has got to stop. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for always the support. Continue to hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.